Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've kept you waiting for long enough. It is time for more One Piece. Oh boy, I can't wait to read today's chapter. And it's going to be a short reaction day today because we have no My Hero, nor do we have any Jujutsu Kaisen. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another One Piece chapter reaction and review. In the last chapter, before we went off on break, Vegapunk was explaining more and more about, the history of the world and everything conjoining with it, and, we get a whole bevy. Actually, hold on. Before I get started, I want to make sure that chat can see themselves. Because y'all should be able to see y'all own, notifications in here. I want to see y'all on the side as well. I missed out on my, there we go, Kohagen, Juke, Ozzy! It's good to see you all! Let's get started. In the last chapter, Vegapunk was continuing on with what he was talking about, and then we get a shot of finding out that the transmission is still going, and no matter what the Gorosei do, they are not able to shut the transmission off, as Vegapunk is revealing more and more about the world. And in the doing so, we find out that the transmission snail is under the protection of the Iron Giant. So now, that's going to be their next target, but we'll see how that goes. And as this is going on, Vegapunk is explaining all this stuff, and then we get a shot of Shaki and Rayleigh back at their bar, and Rayleigh's all like, don't go spoiling all the fun for the youngins. And, well, actually, you know what? Let me go back to the final page. Where he says, don't rob the youngins of all the fun, right, Roger? And that was chapter 1116. Onwards to chapter 1117. You know what just came to mind as soon as I see the letter A here? Chapter 1117A. I immediately think of A and Mu on the Mother Flame vat from a couple of chapters ago. But continuing, we have Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 7. I'll pay my respects to the code of the Yakuza before I go. And in doing so, Yamato visits both Hyogoro and Nakamamushi. Because, Inuarashi and Nakamamushi decided to stay in Wano in order to continue being vassals to the Kozuki family. But we have Yamato, and Yamato's visiting everyone while basically he's on this pilgrimage. So there's that. Whew! Pirate Island! Oh, we're back on Island Full of Lead. So what's he saying, huh? That there's buried treasure on the seafloor all over the world? Don't be stupid. You think the whole world was a city of gold? And it's 200 meters down! How will you get there? You'll be a sea beast snack! And while this is going, we see a sea beast, a sea king in the back, but we also see some mermaids as well. I don't know, I've heard there are ships that can go underwater. You got the money for that? It'd be easier to make friends with a mermaid. Now there's a tempting idea. And then we get back to the Grand Line. That's long before Nolan's day. What a tale! Hook, hook! Yo, we got, what is his name? Crap, I forgot his name. Mon Cricket? No, Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc, Nolan. His descendant, I forget his name. But we get back to, like, that one side, this is, the two Monkey Brothers, with the one descendant of Nolan, the chestnut on his head. He's sailing with them as he goes, ready for another dive? Now this is the stuff of dreams. Woohoo! Then we cut to Naval G5 base. Naval G, is that G5 or GS? I think that's Naval GS. Naval GS General Hospital. Are you alright, Kobe? So is he saying that the One Piece is, it sure is a lot to take in, huh? And then it has, Hikari there with, Prince Gruss, pretty much everyone from Sword, I was about to call him Sabo, as Kobe is being tended to. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I need to jot all of this down later. My mind can't keep up. And then we have, Kujaku going, "The captain's recovering well, but he wants to be alone." And then Kobe again, "This appears to be leading us to a pretty dangerous conclusion. Don't you think, Prince?" "I sure do. Seems like an answer that shouldn't be." And then Kujaku goes, "Then that's where we step in." Then we see, yo, Diaz Drake! We get Diaz Drake, who's in a room by himself, because remember, he's the captain. But Diaz Drake is just, he's chilling by himself. Man, we haven't seen Drake without his mask or, like, anything else. His hair is, like, disheveled, but it's still, spiky and everything. And we have Drake just listening in. Then we cut to the new world once again as we get Smoker! "Tashigi, where are you?"
"Oh, Smoker! I'm at the G5.
I think that's G5. It looked like an S, but I think it's G5.
I'm at the G5 General Hospital."
"I know this information is in bits and pieces, but if I were to say more, it would be speculation." Oh, wait, this is Vegapunk. I'm sorry. We cut back to Vegapunk going,
"I know this information is in bits and pieces, but if I were to say more, it would be speculation."
"Just tell us, what did Roger leave behind?" And then we get back to Egghead as we get Nami going,
"Look, the barrier's coming down. What was that huge noise earlier? That scared me."
And then we have Chopper.
"It looks like the clouds have stopped extending outward."
Then Usopp.
"We've got plenty of room as it is. There's enough distance for the ship to land in water."
Then we get Lilith.
"But it sounds like there's a whole bunch of enemy ships right where we'd land."
Then we have Brook. "Cola barrels are all loaded. We can fire them off at any time." And then Nami again.
"Okay, are you here yet, Jinbei?"
"Almost there, but..." And it shows Jinbei and Zoro as they are running right behind... they are running right behind Nasjuro, who's trying to go towards the... They are running after Nasjuro, who's racing towards the Sunny. "We're on the heels of a mysterious monster."
"What? Why are you going on a detour? Get back here at once!"
"It's not a detour. The monster's heading for you. Watch out!" And then it shows Nasjuro launching. And mind you, Nasjuro in his hybrid Zoan form is absolutely massive. Like, he jumps towards the Sunny, and he eclipses the back room on the back of the Sunny. He easily eclipses the size. He basically eclipses the size of Nami. Nami is about this big, and he's about that big. He might as well be giant size in this Zoan state. And he jumps towards Nami with his sword, preparing to draw it. "His presence is truly overwhelming." And then both Chopper, Usopp, and Lil scream their eyes out.
The Five Elders!
"What?" "Fishman Jujitsu! Piggyback!" And it's Jinbei who, bruh, no, Oda did not just put the fastball special in One Piece. Okay, so Zoro gets in Jinbei's hand. Zoro already has his swords drawn. "Fishman Jujitsu! Piggyback!" And proceeds to chuck Zoro as he goes, "Two-sword style. Restful paradise. Rashomon!" And Zoro clashes with Nasjuro. Bruh, Zoro is clashing with a member of the Gorosei right now. And their conquerors is... Their conqueror... Hold up! What did you just say? Their conquerors is clashing with each other. You see the black lightning going, and Zoro's all like, "Huh? Kitetsu?" So it is a Kitetsu. Nasjuro wields a Kitetsu. He wields a Kitetsu! Because it has the same tempered edge as Zoro's Kitetsu. And the blowback from them clashing with one another sends them in opposite directions. But Zoro gets caught by Jinbei, while Nasjuro gets sent flying in the opposite direction. But Jinbei gets him like, "Gotcha!"
"Zoro!"
And then Zoro goes, "Push off! We'll jump on! Now, while you still can!" Because this is Zoro, he knows something bad is about to happen. Get off now. Then we cut back to the northeast coast of Egghead, which is where the giant ship is. And it has Bonnie going,
Where are you, Straw Hat? Hurry up, we can't last forever!
And then we have some other members of the Navy going, it's just one ship. Forget the legends. Sink that old Elbaf junker to the seafloor. Then we have Sanji and Atlas. There is so much going on right now. There is so much going on. Can't seem to get a connection through. Come on, Luffy. I'm almost there. Get the ship moving. He's just gonna yell really loud because there's just a massive inferno and Luffy is screaming at the top of his lungs, I'm almost there! Get the ship moving! And he's just screaming at the top of his lungs while Atlas goes,
Oh, good.
and then we get Oimo, and we get Oimo and Kashi. Oimo! Kashi! And this is Dorian Bragi going, Captains! Set sail! You got it, Captain! We're off! Swing around! We're off! Swing around! Don't let them escape! And this is the Navy. And then it shows the many giants just basically stand firm! Stand firm! They're fossil pirates from 100 years ago! Drive them off, boys! Booyah! We can't handle them, sir! All ships leave positions and focus on our target! I want an all-out assault! As the Navy is basically having so many of their ships just destroyed by all the giant pirates, just like they never stood a chance. They never stood a chance. Also, if I have any fathers who are out there watching me, happy Father's Day to you. Then we have Bluegrass who goes up,
What is this sorry display? Don't each and every one of you carry justice on your back? Act like the heroes you are, not a bunch of scrubs!
Vice Admiral Bluegrass! As Bluegrass is still controlling one of the Sea Beast's weapons. And then we get, and she uses one of these Sea Beast weapons to blow a hole in the Elbaf ship. Mind you, it's not too far down where it actually starts to, take in water. But then we have one of the giants going, Whoa, that put a hole in the ship.
And I'll put one in you too!
And it's Vice Admiral Doll.
Rock and roll blaster!
And her fists, first her fist hockeys up, and then she lands so many solid blows on this one giant, it's almost as if her fist impact explodes over his body. Yeah! Go Vice Admiral Doll!
Love a good brawler.
Kashi! Kashi! And Kashi got hit. Keep it up! So what if they're giants? And then it has Warkuri, who stopped chasing after Luffy, Dory, and Bragi. As he goes, huh? And then Luffy goes, at some point the boar stopped chasing. And then we have Dory going, that's good news. Now we can just hop on the ship. Where'd he go?
And then we can set sail. Ga ba 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 ba.
Now, mind you, Warkuri is left behind. Oh. All of the Gorosei have stopped chasing after all of them and are focusing on the Iron Giant. Warkuri, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter. And then we get Vegapunk again.
Lastly, I have one final message to impart to those scattered throughout the world.
And then it cuts to Warkuri going, hey, isn't that? It is. It's the Iron Giant that attacked Marijwa 200 years ago. I'm certain of it.
To those scattered throughout the world who bear the name of D.
And then all of a sudden, it cuts to Warkuri going, they're all screaming, don't you dare! And then it cuts to Dragon, Sabo, Kobe, Ace, Luffy. And then Kobe goes, Luffy, and Vice Admiral Garp. And then it shows Kurohige. It shows Blackbeard. Eh?
Within you that is, Captain!
And then within you there is, and it shows Beppo going, Captain! It shows there is a, and then it's the transmission. The transmission is interrupted by the Gorosei knocking over the Iron Giant and sending it flying. They just send the Iron Giant flying. Enough of this, Vegapunk! As they send it flying towards some of the other ships towards the coast. But it also lands right on top of a couple of other Navy soldiers as well, because the Gorosei don't care about anyone. And then the transmission gets interrupted. And then it cuts to the transmission gets interrupted, and people are going like, no! It cut out! And then it cuts to Vivi, Morgans, and Wapol listening in as she goes, what was he going to say? D? And this is Morgans. And then there's a beeping sound. Beep, 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 beep. And then it shows the Gorosei going, is it signal jamming? And then the beeping just continues, and then it shows York going, it's finally stopped. But something is beeping. To be continued. That's the end of chapter 1117. Whoo! The signal is still beeping. Woo-wee! Okay, good to see you, CDs. Good to see you, Krasmataz. It's good to see you. Okay, all right. Okay. What? Okay. So let me just do this. Let me look up One Piece because I want to go through the synopsis. So what did we get? We get Zoro clashing. Let's just talk about all the things that we get. We get Zoro clashing with one of the Gorosei, finding out that this member of the Gorosei wields a Kitetsu, if not the first Kitetsu. And no break. No break. Hold on. One Piece 1117. They don't even have like a full synopsis for it yet. Not yet. Yeah, not yet. So as people throughout the world react to the information about how the sea level had risen 200 meters centuries ago at it was GS. It's not G5, it's GS. I was wrong. I was right the first time. It's GS. I was so it looked like a 5, but it was a S. At GS, the members of Sword recover from their recent trip. At Egghead, Nutsujiro attacks the Thousand Sunny, but Zoro, with Jinbei's help, stops him, and he tells Nami to sail off at once and they will catch up. Elsewhere, the giant warrior pirates begin their own withdrawal as the Marines continue their assault. Just as Dr. Vegapunk is about to state the final part of his message regarding the will of D, Warcury attacks the Iron Giant, causing the message to end. I had to clean my phone screen. So we get Krieg, Pearl, and Gin seen for the first time since the time skip are Hachi. Excuse me! I miss Krieg! Oh my god, it is Don Krieg! Bruh! Don Krieg, Gin, and Pearl! They're at Hachinosu! How did I miss that? Mind you, and wow! Don Krieg, Gin, and Pearl! How did I not notice them? Bruh. And Don Krieg done let his hair grow out because it's flowing behind him. The dude is still massive. He's still wearing his whole armor set that he's got on. Gin, he let his hair grow out. Pearl is still wearing his Pearl stuff. It's on the first page. It is on the first page. Hold on, sorry, I hit the wrong thing. Wow! What you mean that Don Krieg was in this chapter? Honestly, Krieg looks ripped. A lot can happen in 2 years. So Krieg, Pearl, and Gin, seen for the first time since the time skip, are at Hachinosu. We have not... What volume? What volume? Zoom. What volume? Volume 8 of the series! It was Volume 8. That's how long it's been. Volume 8, that's insane. Sword members, including Tashigi, are recovering at GS. Drake is still alive and recovering in the hospital as well, because you mean that they're a part of Teach's crew? No, Krieg can stay, but not Gin. So let me just go over this. Drake's fate after the events of Wano was left ambiguous. We had no idea if he survived because he was there collapsed right next to Basil Hawkins, but we didn't exactly see him leave. But now we get confirmation that Drake is still alive. But he's heavily bandaged because he suffered a lot of damage during the entire Battle of Wano. Smoker is at sea transporting an unknown container in his Billerer bike. He's taking something with him? See, this is the reason why... Yeah, he's dragging something behind him. He's in his Billerer bike. And he's just driving across the ocean. But he's taking this container with him. There's a container right behind him. Interesting. Last time we saw him was when Mihawk cut him in the live-action series. Oh yeah, Krieg. But that's the live-action series. I mean, in the manga. You know what I mean, Kohagen. It's in the manga. Let's see. Nusjuro attempts to slice the Thousand Sunny, but is intercepted by Zoro and Jinbei. Both Zoro and Nusjuro note they each possess a Kitetsu. So it was both Nusjuro and Zoro who remarked that they both have Kitetsu swords. Zoro tells Nami's group to escape ahead of him and Jinbei. Dory and Bragi, now the page wants to suddenly zoom in all of a sudden. Dory and Bragi order their crew to set sail amidst a marine blockade. Dahl defeats Kashi, while Bluegrass attacks the ship with a sea beast weapon. So let's not. Now we see why. One of the reasons why Vice Admiral Dahl is a Vice Admiral. She basically just bodied a giant by herself. Yo, the Zoro Jinbei team attack is crazy sick. Krasmataz. If you know anything about the X-Men, if you know anything about Marvel Comics, we all know that's the fastball special. That is the Wolverine Colossus combo. That is literally just chucking a person with superhuman strength and then throwing that person like a literal fastball. This is literally an upgrade to Orlumbus, doing his bowling technique with Zoro back in Dressrosa when Zoro basically cut through giant stone Pika. It's essentially an upgraded version of that because Jinbei has more strength than Orlumbus. So the speed at which Zoro traveled is possibly even greater than what he did towards Dressrosa. So yeah, Oda must have been looking at some X-Men or heard of that. Because that's the fastball special. I never thought I would see the fastball special from an X-Men comic within One Piece. So that's already amazing. So right there, Dory and Bragi order the crew to set sail amidst a marine blockade. Dahl defeats Kashi while Bluegrass attacks the ship with a sea beast weapon. The five elders sans Nusjuro because he got knocked away from Zoro when their haki clashed against each other. Surround the Iron Giant. Warcury attacks the giant, causing Vegapunk's transmission to be interrupted before the last part could be played. Essentially talking about those who carry the name D. And it's centered in on people who have the letter D in their name and people who know people who have the letter D in their name. Because it cut to Sabo and it cut to Kobe, but they don't have D's in their name, but they know of people. Ace, and Luffy, and Garp. And then it was all like, and Blackbeard is clearly listening in on this as well. But we don't know if Blackbeard is back on Hachinosu. We know he's somewhere, but we don't know if he's on Hachinosu. Vegapunk had an important message for everyone with the initial D in their name, but was left unheard. And then, of course, we still got this beeping that's going on in the background as well. This was a fantastic chapter. Fantastic. We got one member of the Straw Hats, another member of the Straw Hats, really, because the first member to go up against, like, one of the members of the Godosei was Luffy. We saw Fastball special done by Sanji in the Foxy arc. Go ahead and say it. We all know you like the Davy Back fight. We all know you like the Davy Back fight there, Kohagen. I'm poking fun. He does not like the Davy Back arc. So, but this was a lot. there was a lot going on. So let me just go through it again. We see Don Krieg, Gin, and Pearl again. They are now on Hachinosu Pirate Island. It doesn't necessarily mean they're serving Teach, but they're just living it up on Pirate Island, it would seem. And then we cut to Mont Blanc Cricket. Mont Blanc Cricket. And he's there with the two Ape brothers. And then we cut to Navy GS. We see Hikari, or I think it's Hibari. Is it Hikari, or is it Hibari? I think it's Hikari. I may have been saying Hibari wrong this whole time. She's there along with all the other members of SWORD. Everyone's recovering, but Toby's the one who's taken the longest to recover. Him and Helmeppo, because remember, Helmeppo kind of made himself into a human meat shield in order to protect Kobe, so Kobe could, just honestly impact Avalo Pizarro's hand during their escape from Hachinosu. But we also get confirmation that Drake is still alive. Smoker is out in the new world, just traveling by himself, and he's dragging some sort of container. We got other people saying, like, just tell us, what did Roger leave behind? Because they're seriously trying to figure out the whole thing of why Roger's involved with this transmission. And then we get Nami, the barriers going down, the clouds have been extended, but the area where they could drop down is in the midst of a whole bunch of Navy ships. They're just all down there, along with the giant pirate ship that's down there as well. Then we get Jinbei and Zoro with their fastball special. Nusjodo, who is incredibly massive in comparison to the size of the Thousand Sunny. We get Zoro with his Restful Paradise, Rashomon, and he clashes with Nusjodo, and they both realize that they have... Because I didn't notice that the points... They're both exclaiming Kitetsu, and I didn't notice that there were 2 points in the middle of it that goes in both directions, signifying that both Nusjodo and Zoro are both saying Kitetsu. They both realize that they wield Kitetsu blades, and they both get knocked away from the hockey clash that they're, enacting. But Jinbei catches Zoro, while Nusjodo gets sent flying in another direction. He, of course, does not join the other Gorosei later, where they go to destroy the Iron Giant. And while that goes on, Zoro says, push off, we'll jump on. Then we cut to Bonnie looking for Luffy. It cuts to Atlas and Sanji, and Luffy's all like, I'm almost there, get the ship moving, because they're still making their way. Warcury has stopped running. The Giants start ransacking a whole bunch of other Navy ships. Vice Admiral Bluegrass and Doll come in, and they start doing damage to both the ship, and Kashi gets bodied by Vice Admiral Doll with Rock and Roll Blaster. I don't know what type of fighting style that is, but it's got to be hockey laden, because her hand looks like it's, I wouldn't say it's outputting like the same shockwaves that you would see Sai or members of the Happo army use, nor can I say that she's using the same technique that Jesus Burgess does. The Hado Erbo. We don't know if it's the same thing, but it was capable of bodying a giant completely. Hibari. Thank you, Krasmataz. Yeah, I hate Foxy from the deepest part of my little black heart. I told you before, I mentioned it to you before Luffy and Straw Hat finds the One Piece. Everyone from One Piece series will surface again. That's right, the full OLED stuff is coming to the anime soon. Yeah, it's not far. Majority will back Straw Hat against the government. I just sense it in my soul. I mean, it kind of goes without saying, because if you remember all the way back in Dressrosa, this theory you got, CDs, it's not even one that it's just you that has. Many people say that simply because there was an event that happened during Dressrosa where the narration says, like, all of these individuals who are part of the Straw Hat Grand Pirate Fleet will take part in a major event that will shock the world. But of course, that is a story not yet told. So of course, that lingers in the back of the mind that eventually the Straw Hat Grand Fleet will come back at some point. Let's see. They're gonna gas the heck out of that fight, man. Yeah, the island full of lead stuff, with Blackbeard and, well, not Blackbeard, but really just Garp and everyone else when they get there, and then we get the galaxy impact and the galaxy divide, man, and then we get Kuzan versus Garp, man, Vegapunk.
Psych! Got you again, elders. Now, before I was interrupted, to the people with the D in your name. ... The Gorosei. Blast you, Vegapunk.
I love doing the voices for the Gorosei in this dramatic reading, but this was a fantastic chapter. And it's the only chapter of a manga that we're getting today. No My Hero, no Jujutsu because they're on break, and also Jujutsu is currently on break because Gege is currently, not up to it. Not his health is not where it needs to be. So we are taking, I want to say, more than just a week break. I think it was either 2 or 3 week break for Jujutsu as he recovers. And for My Hero, it is on break after the last chapter we got. But for One Piece, don't think just because this transmission got cut off that things is going to be winding down. Oh no, things are about to get so much worse. Because we're still not out of Egghead yet. So there's still stuff to do. Now, mind you, Warcury may have demolished the Iron Giant and just knocked it to the ground. With him going, enough of this, Vegapunk. But that doesn't, and even though the transmission got interrupted, that don't mean that it can't just be reestablished. Because you knocked over the giant, but that doesn't necessarily mean you've completely and utterly stopped the transmission. You might have just jostled the transmission snail in there a little bit, but this is not over. That's the thing. This is not over. And the fact that Mars said, like, this is the same Iron Giant from 200 years ago. Yes, I'm sure of it. And Shank's divine departure, yeah, we still got that as well. Some, hi, I am here. Welcome. I'm just talking about today's chapter of One Piece. Man, what is it with artists being sick? Man, this is scary. People need to be careful. People need to be careful and take care of themselves. Like even me, I gotta take care of myself so I can continuously do videos and streams for you guys. But mangakas, they're always like, they gotta deal with deadlines and this and that and that and this, and they also have to take care of themselves. But a lot of them sacrifice their health sacrifice themselves for their own talents and stuff, just to make sure they put out chapters and everything. So everyone, just take care of yourself, stay hydrated, do whatever you gotta do to just take care of yourself. Now I wonder if Frankie is going to go there and fix the Iron Giant. Maybe. Soon we get to see useless Captain Mid get humbled. It's getting closer. And Kohagen, you say, I think Vegapunk had a backup plan with those beeps. Who knows? They work those mangakas almost to death. And it's sad, because as amazing stories that we get from My Hero to Jujutsu to One Piece, and then I'm gonna be preparing to read Sakamoto Days tomorrow. I'm gonna read. That's happening tomorrow. That's happening tomorrow. We are starting Sakamoto Days tomorrow. Sakamoto Days, and then you got all these other series like Undead Unluck, and then Spy Family, and all these other series that I haven't covered, but know for full well that these series are still going on after all this time. I can only think about how well these mangakas take care of themselves to ensure that not only they can live for the people that they love and care for, but also live so that they can continue to give us these stories. So really, and this is not just limited to mangakas, but please, everyone, regardless of what you do in life, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You are not selfish if you decide to take a day or a couple of days to rest and recuperate so you can be both physically and mentally sound so you can continue to do what you love. Take care of yourself. These mangakas keep reminding me to tell you that. So I hope Gege gets the rest that he needs. And as far as One Piece goes, the fact that we are not going on break, this is one of the reasons why Togashi is taking forever to finish Hunter x Hunter, and I can understand. But with that being said, as far as everything I wanted to get out for One Piece, the fact that let me see, where is it? See, my thing is with Mars here, he says, hey, isn't that it is? It's the Iron Giant that attacked Marijua 200 years ago. Now, as far as I know, this was 200 years ago, so why do you recognize it? I'm certain of it. And then it shows Vegapunk saying, to those scattered throughout the world who bear the name of D, don't you dare. And then he knocks, and then Warcury just starts barreling towards the Iron Giant. And then we see Dragon, we see Teach, we see Blackbeard. Captain is, Beppo is calling for Law, because Law has a D in his name as well. But the transmission gets stopped before we find anything else about D whatsoever. And mind you, whatever this information is about D and people who carry D, what? Oh my goodness. See, we're finding out so many things about the Void Sentry, and yet not everything. Yep, I learned that lesson the hard way. It has been 2 years since I had my stroke. Still hard to believe that happened, but working myself hard too hard contributed to that. And to you, I say I am glad you are here. Not just as like one of my moderators and one of my members, but I am glad you are still alive to enjoy life with the rest of us, Ozzy. But man, there's so many things about Egghead right now that things are ramping up. Now, mind you, given how we were put on a timer for Vegapunk to start this transmission, and we're being told all this stuff, I feel like this chapter started to really consolidate a lot of things far more quickly compared to what if Oda decided to stretch out what was being said here to like an additional chapter. So I'm actually glad that all this stuff got packed in here. It's a good pact. I'm glad that all this stuff got packed in here with all this stuff that's happening right now. Now I'm just wondering what is going to happen for next Sunday. Because the Iron Giant's been knocked over, the transmission has been interrupted. Vegapunk was about to say something about those who carry the letter D in their name. And mind you, not only was, Dragon listening, Luffy was able to hear it as well, but remember, Vivi is a D as well. So she was listening too. So I'm just like, man, so many things are being teased to the point where the Gorosei are even more propelled to take to action because of, Vegapunk wanting to reveal what the thing is for D. Who is a moderator? Is this Ozzy a moderator, that blue sign of his? Yes, if you see a wrench next to their names, they are moderators. Yes, and the symbol right next to his name, the little smiley face, my YouTube symbol that's in different colors, that also signifies that he's a member as well, just in case you were curious. But yes, this was a good chapter. I enjoyed it. And I'm going to take this time to rest a little bit before I, chill with my dad for a little while. And then, start to set some things up so we can start reading Sakamoto Days tomorrow. This is a big week. We got Sakamoto Days. We got some more reaction streams that I'm going to be doing. I feel led to do that more than just play some more games because I do that all the time. But reaction, what is a moderator? It is essentially a person that can moderate, in chat and comments and stuff. Like if I'm not able to say, for example, let me just break it down for you because you don't know. Say for instance, I am knee deep in a boss and I am trying to beat this boss in a game, but I'm also streaming it and I can't answer every single question, nor can I deal with anyone who happens to be disruptive during a live stream. It is on moderators, well, not necessarily on moderators, but it's one of the things that moderators can take care of. They can, time people out or kick people from the stream or, promote stuff or different sorts of things that can get, that can help out with chat while I am focusing on what I am doing elsewhere. So say, for instance, I cover up my screen and I'm just reading a manga page. And there are people in chat. The moderators can moderate chat while I'm doing what I need to do, so I don't need to flip-flop between them. They help alleviate a lot of what I do whenever I'm doing live streams and the like. That's basically what a moderator is. They are my second in commands, if you will. And they help keep this chat, positive, calm, well, for the most part, calm, but also a welcome place for basically anyone to enjoy whenever they stop by. That's at least that's what I see moderators as, at least for my community. But yeah, that's what a moderator is. But yes, this was a good chapter. I'm looking forward to all the stuff that I'm going to be doing this week, not just today's chapter of One Piece, but also Sakamoto Days going forward. And I think I'm going to do Sakamoto Days as a weekly thing rather than an everyday thing. Somebody who pays attention to comments to make sure nobody crosses a line or are too toxic, we can time them out and block them or just ban them. I understand. Don't kick me. Some you haven't done anything to get kicked or time out. Just take a breath. Keep it calm. You're good. You don't need to. Remember, you ain't got to go overboard to be seen or anything. Just act with some. Just act like you got some home training. That's it. That's all I really look for, people. That's all. But this was a good chapter, and we got Sakamoto Days tomorrow. I'm gonna make it a weekly thing, so it's like I did when I was reading other stories on Monday. We're gonna have Sakamoto Day Mondays, where I'm reading all the chapters leading up to me fully catching up to the entire series. And Tuesday will probably be a reaction day. Wednesday, there's something happening on Wednesday. I forget what it was. It's something important. But there's another thing on Wednesday, and then General Kyushu. I don't think I've ever been called General. But Thursday will be the beginning after the end. And of course, we know that Shadow of the Erdtree drops on Friday. So don't be surprised if I have Shadow of the Erdtree on Friday, and then again on Saturday, and then possibly again on Tuesday, because, Sunday and Monday are already going to be preoccupied. So I'm just giving you guys a rundown of what I'm going to be doing this week. Now, before I go, thank you. You may be wondering, why are you thanking us? You know why. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching the things that I do. Thank you for, being in chat and talking to everyone and making this such a welcome place for many people to be, for many people to visit and enjoy, especially if I got any new people who are in chat right now. This is the type of environment that I've built this entire channel to be. You are always welcome here if you ever want to stop by. But thank you for giving me just a little bit of your time. This being my only job and whatnot, this is such a joy. No matter what happens, I will always do my absolute best to, entertain you guys as much as I have. And as long as you guys like the things I do, I'm just going to keep doing it. So thank you for letting me entertain you. I wouldn't be able to basically do anything that I do right now if it wasn't for all of you. Not just my subscribers, but my moderators and members as well. I just want to say thank you. It's a joy. But I'm done. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. Supreme Leader Kyushu or General Kyushu? Q is fine. Titles don't move me. Q will do just fine. Later, peoples.